This is the one skill that separates 1K a month shorts creators from 10K a month shorts creators. It's the one skill that changes everything, so I'm going to explain it in depth in this video. And if you're wondering who I am, my name is Igor. I've generated multiple six figures with YouTube Shorts, and I also run Earn It Media, which is the #1 YouTube Shorts mentorship and community as far as student results go. So let's get into it, right? First of all, what you need to test. These are the 3 things that you can experiment with on your channel. The best creators are always testing all 3. So first of all is topics, which is the subject matter of your videos, what you're actually making the content about, you know, what it's about, what people are watching, right? What is the content about? Second is format, the structure, the length, the pacing, the style, the hook, the music, just everything about the format and how it's made, right? And third is your best performing videos, your outliers, so we can study them for patterns, which we can then double down on. Just so you know, a topic can change without the format changing and vice versa. So just keep all these words in mind and the definitions, because I'm going to bring them up repeatedly throughout this video. So what do 10K creators do differently? First of all is that they treat their channel like a lab, not a production line, okay? So they're always asking themselves, what topics, what formats or outlier patterns have I not tested yet? How could I improve the videos? How can I stand out from competition? It's a question they always ask themselves, and it's what helps them stay ahead of their competition, right? Even the guys who are like dominating the spaces in their niches are still actively asking themselves this to make the gap even wider between any other competitor. It's how the 1% stay ahead of everyone. And I'll show you a real example, which is music media. This channel is brilliant, by the way. They've been killing it for a really long time. Like if you look at the views here, 500 mil in the last 30 days, which is some serious money. I mean, it's multi 5 figures, that's for sure, on top of what they've probably got on the back end as well. But if you scroll through, you know, they're getting millions every video, but their videos have changed a fair bit, because what they were banging views with, and they're still banging views, is this like really engaging style, which is still what they do. However, what they've implemented recently is the use of AI hooks, right?
The oldest rappers.
So this is fake. This person is fake. And this has almost started like a really big trend across the shorts market, with a lot of different channels starting with these AI hooks. Now, they didn't necessarily need to make this change, because they were still doing super well. They were still doing like really good views. I mean, if we look at the last 6 months, they were still peaking, you know, they were doing really well. And I think they started implementing it around January time. I may be wrong about that, but it's around that time. Either way, they were still pulling in hundreds of millions of views. And this is a period where a lot of creators that would be really kind of complacent, right? Because they're making a lot of money, they're doing really good views. But it's guys like this, the 1%, which set themselves apart by always trying to find something new, trying to find something, you know, even better to tap into to make the content even better. So you need to apply that same type of thought process to your channel so you can replicate this sort of progress. Now, it's not a matter of just like completely switching what works, because like I showed you there, right, they're still doing the same sort of style, the same sort of editing. It's still revolved around the same topics, it's just improved. So it's not necessarily switching everything you've done this whole time and everything that has worked for you. It's just finding ways to improve it, finding ways to do little iterations that people you know, are really enjoying, so you can double down on that. Whenever you have an idea like this, for example these AI hooks, just try it out. What's the worst that's going to happen? The video doesn't maybe get views, but at least you've tried it, right? I'm going to tell you how to test properly in a very short while, but you can generate your own data, and if it works, then double down. Again, you don't have to abandon what works, just build on top of it. That's how you can stay ahead, and that's how you can, you know, build a format that lasts a very long time. And this correlates back to having a stable revenue as well, because whenever you go really viral, in many cases, more and more competition will come in. It's natural. It's how the game works, right? And the problem with that is that viewers tend to get a bit exhausted of the same sort of format and content getting recycled to them, and the same topics over and over and over again. So if you can come with these fresh bursts of, you know, little format changes that people really like, that's going to really keep you ahead of the game and give you that competitive advantage. Next is the danger of riding on one outlier format. I've seen this time and time again. Format or topic, to be fair, I've seen it for both. In many cases, in the short term, you know, it's winning, right? You're getting money, you're getting views, it's working. But if you're only relying on one specific topic or one specific format, in many cases, there is a ticking clock. We saw that with the Skelly AI sort of channels. You know, everyone was running up the same format, doing the same type of skeleton channels. and a lot of them died, but a few have still survived, and they are the guys that have, added their own spin, did something more original, did something that the other channels did not do, and gave something new to the viewers in a format that they already enjoyed, right? They switched up the topic, they switched up the editing style. So that's what you need to do, because the problem is, if you only rely on one topic or outlier format and you just rinse, which is, yeah, what you're supposed to do, because, the data's there, you can double down on it. If you become too over reliant on it and only post that, your whole momentum, all of your views are based on that, right? You're counting that the viewer is not going to get exhausted of it, because once they do, your whole channel is going to take a hit. So it's not safe. You don't want to be too dependent on one wave, because once it goes up and it crashes, that's basically what's going to happen to your whole channel. We need to be building multiple up. A little tsunami coming along. Just to summarize quickly, always have at least one topic or format performing that you can double down on, and one that's being actively tested that you can replace with and still, build up your momentum with. So how to find what to test, right? This is a common question. First of all is new topics. How do you find new topics? Well, first of all, mind your comment sections. They are an absolute gold mine. You can do this for competitors' videos as well. Do it for their outliers in most cases, but you can also do it on their bad videos, because on the bad videos, people will say what they want to see more of. On the good videos, people will highlight the bits that they really like the most, and that's something that you can double down on. Whether it's a particular joke or a particular, person or element in the video, that's something that you can basically base your next videos around. Is what people are reacted to the most. Maybe it's something funny, maybe it's something controversial, maybe it's something that people have a very strong opinion on, and that's a pattern that you can recognize among the outliers and really harness into your next uploads and ideas that you have. But make sure that you're looking at channels and outlier videos that are posted in the last 6 months for this sort of thing, because the oldest content, like 2 years plus or something like that, a lot of the comments and a lot of what people wanted to see more of then might not be as demanded now. The second is new formats, right? So if you want to find new formats to test, again, it's just a matter of going through your competitors, see what they're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to just be your niche competitors too. You can just scroll through the shorts feed, see what videos are getting millions and millions of views, see how they're edited, and see if you can maybe apply that same sort of style to your content, right? We've seen that with music media being applied to channels like, let me show you, like, for example here, Hall of Game, right? Hall of Game isn't about music at all, but they're using the same sort of style for basketball, right? The AI hooks and like the really engaging subtitles. Another channel is Guestique, right? This is a Roblox channel. I'm pretty sure this is run by Music Media, and it's just the same sort of stuff. Engaging subtitles, like more like editing, transitions, music. You can use styles that work on other niches and implement it onto yours as well. So have a scroll through, see what's performing, check what your competitors are doing, and kind of get inspiration from that as to what formats you can try out. The third is YouTube Studio. So you can go over to analytics, audience, scroll down, channels your audience watches, what your audience watches, and see what they're consuming, right? Because this is basically a sign of what your audience wants to see already, what type of content that, they're consuming, what's entertaining. And you want to break down this content, what makes it good, what keeps you watching until the end. And again, you can apply this to your channel. And the fourth is AI powered ideation. So if you want to really generate a lot of ideas fast, what you can do is build a prompt inside of AI. You can go into ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. I like Claude the most though. And you can basically feed it exactly what your channel is about, all the outliers in your channel and your competitors and the bad performing videos. Give it data to compare. And then you can basically tell it, generate me 50 ideas of this draft video that I have, or on this outlier, create 50 different spins, and then filter through and see what's worth testing. And here's how to test properly. This is super important. First of all, minimum 2 to 3 videos per test. One video is simply not enough data. You never want to write off a topic or format after a single attempt, because maybe the video didn't get pushed properly, you didn't find the right audience, or maybe, you tried the wrong topic with the format or the wrong format with the topic. So you need to mix it around a little bit. 2 to 3 videos is a decent amount to basically test with, and then you can interpret the results, which is number 2. If they perform well, say 1, 2, and 3, then you can keep going and add spins, right? If they don't, then you stop. But you've still won, because no matter what, even if the video's flopped, you have data, which is way more valuable than having a guess, right? And the third is keeping a running log, right? So record every single topic and format tested, what performed, what didn't, and an honest analysis as to why you think it performed the way it did. This will will give you that competitive advantage over time, because most creators don't even know what they've tested, so they keep making the same mistakes without realizing. Now here's a strategy that you can follow, right? Doubling down and testing at the same time. This isn't like an either or. The best creators do both simultaneously. So it's a 70-30 framework. 70% of your output should be the proven topics and formats, the outliers that you're doubling down on, that help you drive that momentum up, drive more money, make more cash. 30% should be experimental, so the different formats, the different topics that you're trying out to build your next revenue stream in the background, right? Again, creating those building waves instead of just relying on one outlier wave that is carrying you. When a test starts showing signs of working, you want to gradually shift more output towards it. So as you see another wave is building up, pump more volume, more volume. As this one's going down, you're going to lessen the amount that you post in it. The wave's quite a good analogy, actually. I hope you understand that. But that's how stable shorts income is built, right? It's not just by riding one wave, it's by always having the next one developing and, you know, just having many in the background. And the reason why most creators don't do this is, one, a fear of breaking momentum. Testing a new format or topic can be pretty risky when your current one is working, but you've got to eliminate that fear, because soon the fear of failing will be bigger because your views are going to be going down more than likely. Two is post-monetization complacency. This is like a disease that's riddled so many creators, is once they've proven it and they're starting to make some money, they just think, you know, this is going to work forever, right? And they get a bit complacent, they start relaxing, they stop trying to improve, they stop trying to innovate, they stop trying to be original with some ideation. They just think that what they've got is going to work forever, and in many cases that does not work. And three is that testing feels inefficient, right? It takes upfront effort with no guaranteed return. Unlike the outliers that you've got, you probably already know that they're going to do well. This is, you know, probably not something that appeals to a lot of people because they think, oh, it just might not work. But not testing is the actual risk here. So that's the skill of systematic testing, basically summarized and explained to you. But what you also need to know is the mindset that gets you to that 10K a month mark. The 1% aren't more talented, right? They're just relentless about testing and improving. They're willing to take risks and be wrong while they figure out what's right. This is the 1% mindset. It's the mindset that you need to have in order to succeed in this game. And the 4 factors that really make that mindset come true is being genuinely curious. Always ask, what topic haven't I tried? What format haven't I tested? What trends do I see working? And act on your curiosities. 2 is being comfortable when you're wrong. If a video flops, you learn what to avoid. Every flopped video is a lesson learned. 3 is data-driven originality. So if you want to be original with your ideation, for example, AI and analytics can help you achieve that a lot faster, but again, only if you're willing to act on what you find. And the 4th thing that gets you to that 10K a month mark is being around killers, right? You want to surround yourself with people doing the same thing as you, the people that want to see each other win, the people that have the same mindset, the same energy. That's what will help propel you to that next phase, and that's what we have inside of Earn It. It's a circle, and it's the #1 YouTube Shorts mentorship community and program for the best creators in the world right now. We've got some of the top faceless YouTube Shorts guys who are all trying to see each other win, all sharing new information, new patterns, new data that they're finding, and that's why our results channel is absolutely stacked. You can view it publicly. If you want to join Earn It, you can apply by clicking the top link in the description, and I hope to see you inside.